Hello viewers. Well, it's been a long quiet patch on the channel for a couple of weeks. I've had a couple of weeks off over the summer, enjoying the Olympics that have been taking place in London, getting to as many sports events as possible. I have made videos of more. Unfortunately, I can't share any of those with you guys because obviously you're not allowed to show Olympics videos on YouTube. But had a lot of fun over the last couple of weeks. Tremendous atmosphere in London, and for the Team GB as well. It was great to see them doing such a great result for the home fans. Absolutely fantastic, and I was pleased to be at some of those occasions and have a tour around the Olympic Park as well, which has been absolutely fantastic. Of course, now back again, catching up with lots of stuff that I'm going to be covering later in the year. We have GamesCom this weekend, which is going to be, well, this week, shall I say, going into the weekend. And of course, at the weekend, it opens to the public, so many of you will be able to pop along, play the games there in Germany. I'm not in Germany. As ever, if anyone can provide me with some footage, I'd be happy to show that and have a chat about it as well. I'd love to be there, but unfortunately I can't. But there are lots of new games being shown. Now, yesterday we had the press conference for Electronic Arts, and they were showing the new Need for Speed Most Wanted. You know, it doesn't really do much for me at the moment. It looks like Burnout Revenge, but with a Need for Speed skin. It seems the priority really is about this whole connecting things, connecting your mobile and your handheld devices and everything else. Interesting to see that, isn't it? I mean, I'm somebody you would perceive as a hardcore gamer, they would say. I'm into the racing, I've got the wheels, but actually I find that I like to play games at home when I'm on the move. It's the last thing I want to do. I can't really play games constantly on my mobile. If I'm playing Need for Speed at home, I probably want to play something different. But the way they've built it is so you can play the same game all the time, 24 hours a day, on different devices, and how that all ties together now. It's an interesting concept. It's an extension of the Autolog system. It doesn't really do anything for me. I think Autolog is great as it is. I'm not really into the mobile side. I'm more into how good is the game. And at the moment, the game hasn't really done anything that's really impressed me. So we'll have to see how it develops. The finished game could be great fun, and I'd love to see it. But we'll wait and see on that one. We've not seen anything more of Forza Horizon yet. That will be at the show, so I look forward to seeing some of that. New screenshots have been released for Little Big Planet Racing today, and that's looking nice and twee. And of course, there's F1, which reminds me of F1 All Stars, isn't it? Racing Stars, Race Stars, shall I say, which has also had new screenshots. And of course, Grid 2 will be shown at Eurogamer next month. Now, we've not been invited to see either of those games, which is a bit of a shame, because I would like to have recorded some footage and shown you guys, but we'll have to wait and see at a later date. And the same with Formula 1, we still have no news on that. A lot of people keep asking me, and I'll keep saying I won't be playing it possibly till it comes out in the shops, or till you see the demo. That's probably when I will see it as well. Which is a bit of a shame, because it's nice to put some coverage together, but not possible on those titles this year. But of course, for me, I'm looking forward to Assetto Corsa. It's got massive potential. Assetto Corsa's got this dark horse potential to come out of nowhere and be one of the best racing games we've ever seen. And of course, there's the new Simbin Race Room project. And of course, they've shown their first video today as well. Looking very nice indeed. Great potential there. Now, all of these trailers will be going up online on the channel as separate videos. So you will see a lot of trailers in the coming days popping up there, but I'll be sharing all those with you when they get sent to me, as well as some screenshots as well. So we look forward to seeing some of those. Now, the other thing that happened was, of course, the Formula 1 update. Now, of course, I wasn't able to do my blog a couple of weeks ago. You know, sometimes I'm busy on a Sunday. I was having my time off, had a few friends around, and I thought I'm not gonna film this video for you guys half cut. That's no good, is it? You know, so I thought, well, why don't we have some time off and then come back again? So just a quick roundup of that race, if any of you can even remember it now. Obviously, I thought it was interesting. Actually, it was just two things I'm going to talk about the race that really sort of stood out for me. One of them, Michael Schumacher, at the start, stopping his engine, turning it off for some reason, not being allowed back in the race. I mean, the guy has had so much bad luck this year. It's absolutely unbelievable. And when I think back to, you know, where he was years ago, he was the luckiest driver alive, and it just seems that everything's going bad for him at once this year. Personally, I hope he stays in the sport. I think he's an important name to have in it. I think he's driving very well, and I think he's been very unlucky this year with malfunctions and little things like this happening. So It will be interesting to see what he says when he comes back at Spa and he makes his decision for 2013. I hope he stays, because I think it's important to keep him in the sport, and I think if everything goes right for him, he's going to be right back up there and a force to be reckoned with. And I'm sure some of the rivals would like to see him out of the sport, but because they know that if he does get the car built around him and Ross Brawn do get their machine working, it's a pretty unstoppable machine. Of course, great start for Lewis. We had a Grosjean as well, but I think the highlight for me was Kimi Raikkonen the whole race, really. You know, how he was stuck behind Alonso for the first part of the race, did a staggering drive, still didn't manage to win, but it was a fantastic race from Kimi Raikkonen, who's been one of the drivers of the year. You know, he's had a couple of years out, he's come into what is not seen as a top tier team, and he's done an amazing job, and I say well done to Kimi Raikkonen for it. So I think another thing that stood out for the day was McLaren and their plan B, which they got Jensen to pit and come out behind Bruno Senna, completely ruined his race for seemingly no reason when he said his tyres weren't worn out. They said plan B to Lewis and then didn't do it to Lewis. It seems very strange to me how McLaren just consistently fail in bringing two drivers home without something to do with the pits messing up one of the drivers and their overall races. Jensen actually saying, "Are you sure?" on the radio. You know, he wasn't sure and his tyres were working, and they brought him in and completely ruined his race. So very unusual for Jensen at Hungary. What it has shown, though, is that McLaren are stronger in this next part of the season. That Lotus are continuing to develop their car and it's coming along nicely. Red Bull are strong as ever. Mark Webber saying recently, complaining that it's getting boring, but you know, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, should you say. You know, Red Bull and Lotus were attacking Mercedes earlier this year, and now Mercedes are attacking those guys back. At the end of the day, if you give it, you're going to get it, and it's as simple as that. And Red Bull have been caught on a couple of issues lately which have benefited them. So it will affect their development this season. Let's see how Ferrari continue. You know, Alonso has a lead, but his car's not as quick, and you know, there's ebbs and flows in development of the cars. But that's it from this very quick blog, just to catch up, and hopefully we'll be back into more regular flow in the next few days as well, including some more WRC3 news and videos in the next month or so. But that's it from me for now, viewers. As ever, more soon.